Hi everyone and welcome back to Cassie's Confections. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable antique looking gumball machine cake. The first thing I did was stack all my layers. I used a small circle cutter to punch a hole in the middle of each layer because I wanted to hide a surprise inside for my birthday girl. Be sure to spread some of the icing in between your layers in the circle in the middle. For my gumball machine, I did 4 layers of cake. Normally you would want to add some support in between the 2 sets of 2 layers, but I did not, and mine turned out just fine. Don't forget not to punch a hole in the top layer, as it's kind of going to act like a lid for your surprise inside. Also make sure you let that buttercream chill before adding the surprise inside, or you'll just have a big mess of candy and frosting, although I don't think anyone would complain about that either. Once all the layers are stacked, you'll want to fill in the inconsistencies with frosting, let it chill, and then start carving. I just wanted a slight taper. For my cake, I used 2 7-inch round layers and 2 6-inch round layers. Next, you'll go ahead and ice the top of the cake, followed by the sides. Use a tall bench scraper to smooth the sides of the cake, being careful about the angle that you want to achieve. I used a small offset spatula to smooth those top edges. Let the cake chill again, and then repeat that same process with a second layer of icing. Next, we want to make all the cutouts for the coin mechanism and the candy door and all of that. I'm first scoring it gently with my knife so I know where to cut, and then I'm going to very carefully cut into the cake. I kept my cut really shallow so as not to compromise the integrity of the cake. Once removed, go ahead and cover that whole section with more buttercream. The next few sections of this cake were done in a very thoughtful order, as I wanted to airbrush my cake red instead of simply covering it with red fondant. First, I rolled out my white fondant and then covered the entire cake and smoothed it the best I could. I often choose to airbrush instead of using colored fondant because here in Colorado the fondant dries out very quickly, especially the dark colors, and also this way people's teeth won't be the color of the cake that they are eating. They always appreciate that. I needed to get all the pieces that needed to be airbrushed red onto the cake first. So the next step was to roll out a long snake to wrap around the base of the gumball machine. At this time, I also cut out the piece of fondant that was going to be black for the candy dispenser section. The reason I cut it out now is so I would know where to stick the snake around the base of the gumball machine. I didn't place the black fondant yet because I didn't want to get any red airbrush color on it. I also went ahead and cut out a small strip to place at the bottom of the gum chute because I wanted that to be airbrushed red as well. I had not transferred the cake to its final board yet because I didn't want to get red airbrush color on the final board. So you'll want to make sure everything is glued on really well so that it won't fall off when you do transfer it. To create a little plate that would sit between the actual bowl with the gumballs and the machine, I took some foam core, 2 pieces glued together with hot glue, and covered them with white fondant. I also wanted this to be airbrushed red, so this is why I did it at this point. I tested out my sizing to make sure it fit and then scored a line so I would know where to insert my straws, which I did at this point. The video was a little bit low, I apologize for that, but you can see up top where I'm sticking the straws into the cake. Next I set the board and then the bowl on top and make sure everything was level. Then I glued the board on top with some royal icing. The biggest question I got on this cake was if the bowl was real, and yes, it was a real glass fish bowl. Next I rolled out some white fondant and cut 3/4 inch strips, and lots of them. These were to create the detail going around the outside of the gumball machine, which I also wanted to be airbrushed red. I attached each strip using water. Then I sort of cut it off at the top and kind of rounded it over the edge. And then I used a modeling tool to form it very closely around the snake at the bottom of the cake. And then I also used a bench scraper to make sure each strip was pretty straight. I alternated sides left and right to make sure I would meet in the middle at the back, since the very back strip is normally not exactly perfect. All of this detail I'm adding to the gumball machine came from photos I looked up online of actual gumball machines. Be sure to use that modeling tool to press the fondant in over the top and the bottom of that snake around the bottom, as I felt like this gave a really nice look. Finally, all of the pieces I wanted red were on the cake and no more than that, so I went ahead and airbrushed it red. And more red, and more red, finishing with kind of a dark cherry red to give it that sort of antique look. Make sure you get in all those cracks where the stripes are so that no white fondant is showing. You can see that I didn't worry very much about the front where that cutout is or where I cut off that piece of fondant, as those are going to be covered. Once the airbrushing is done, I went ahead and cut out a strip to fit in where I cut out that piece of fondant. I just measured it and then had to make a few alterations here and there to get it to fit, but then I stuck it in with water and it was perfect. Next, you'll want to roll out a piece of fondant about the approximate size and shape of that cutout that we made on the cake, and then I went ahead and rolled it over a texture sheet to get that swirl pattern on it. You'll want to attach it to the cake very carefully with water or piping gel, and be extra careful if you use water because the airbrush color will run if it drips. After attaching, I used my scalpel tool to really carefully cut off the edges. This was kind of a pain, as you can tell, but I got it done. I rolled out some more gray fondant and then cut out some tiny detail pieces and glued them onto the cake. This is another section that I was doing in a very thoughtful order because I wanted to paint all of these gray pieces silver. After this, I needed to create the coin mechanism. When working on small, tedious details like that, I find it easiest to break them down shape by shape. So in this case, I was able to use various circle cutters to create the look that I wanted. Once I got it all laid out, I glued it onto the cake piece by piece. I waited to glue the small black half circle until the end because I wanted to paint the rest silver. I chose to use Silver Sheen airbrush color to paint the silver parts of this cake because I knew it would give sort of an uneven look, and it sort of added to the antique-y look of the Gumball machine. Once that's done, you can pop that little black piece on and the coin mechanism is finished. For the lid to go over the glass bowl, I took a piece of white fondant and rolled it gently over a cake board. I'm not sure what happened to my video, but I placed a piece of plastic wrap over that and then used a circle cutter to cut it out. This gave it that sort of rounded edge. Next, I applied some water and a band of fondant around the outside. Then I took a piece of white fondant in a ball and used that same plastic wrap with the circle cutter trick to get a nice rounded ball to glue onto the top. Don't forget to add all the detail before you airbrush it. Next, airbrush it the exact same way you did the body of the cake. When I placed the bowl on top of the cake, I felt that it sat a little bit uneven, so I went ahead and stuck a little piece of gum paste under there to prop it up a little on one side. The bowl is going to be filled with gumballs, so no one will be able to see. I used royal icing to help attach it to the cake. Next, I used some piping gel and stuck gumballs around the base of the cake for decoration, and then I filled the bowl with real gumballs. I hot glued a metal rod to the underside of the lid because it was a cake board, remember? And then I placed the lid on top of the cake and just let it sit. I also added the cute little 11-cent sticker, which is an edible image attached to fondant because my birthday girl was turning 11. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel.